Right, part 3, which comes after 2 but sometimes before 4. Now, I'm going to prime these in white. Grey I think is a better colour in some ways. Grey fixes the problem that we're about to have, but between the white and black I always prefer white. That's racist. So, whoops, attacking the pirate. What the black does good is the black will give you, if you're doing darker colours, it will automatically give you a sense of shadows. And if you're doing deep colours, it will automatically sort of aid that. It will give you a deeper, richer colour. If you're going to do really thin layers and bright colours, I prefer the white or light grey. Light grey is better because it shows the detail. The problem we're about to have when I do white and that's the sound of my brain bouncing around inside my head, is, so I'll do them and you're already going to guess what the problem is. So there's a before, there's an after. Looks staggeringly different, doesn't it? And there, she looks completely different. Funnily enough, I think Reaper or GW, whichever one has done it, has actually found the same shade of white in resin as paint. Now, just to prove that there's nothing up my sleeve and that I am actually priming these and not just making hissing sounds off camera, I'll do the metal one. There she is. Now, I'm going to let these dry. Now now see, here's the difference. And this could also be to do with the material itself. Yeah, let me get this glove off. The difference is, you might even be able to see it on cam, is that the metal figure, the metal figure actually is showing some of the detail now that she's been primed in white, whereas the white figures, now that they've been primed in white, look basically the same. It hasn't aided them or helped them in any way. Now, it has from a point of view of when we apply the paint, but it hasn't from the point of view of us examining it and looking at it. So, and that's an important part, right? It's not just the painting of it. You also, as a painter, have to be able to see all the detail on the swords and the chainmail. Yeah, so I mean, you have to be, especially on the witch. Now she's a little easier. There's chainmail and chainmail here, and this plate for her breastplate, shoulder plate, and sort of down here, and the greaves and cape. On the witch, she's a wild witch sort of thing. She comes from the wild, so her clothing isn't as predictable. And what I mean is, when you look at this one, you go, okay, she's a dragon slayer, there's the dragon head, and she's in knightly sort of armor to a degree. She's a pirate at the back, so you know what a pirate sort of wears, right? So I mean, like, she's got pants, she's got the boots, the jacket. There's she's wearing a bandana, the belt. Same with this one. You know she's wearing armor. So you've got an idea what to look for. Chainmail, plate. She's unfamiliar. in a lot of areas that you don't know necessarily at the start. Is she wrapped in robes, or is she wearing something tight? Is it loose, when you can't see the detail? So what we're going to do when now that we've primed in white is I'm going to show you what to do if you end up in this situation. And priming in white isn't always a bad idea, but I'm just going to show you a really simple technique. It's not hard, doesn't take long, dead easy, and it will initially help show all this detail, and then you go from there for your actual paint. So here's a real easy technique. Alright, here we go. Secret little trick. That's not really a secret, but it sounds more fun if we do it as a secret. Shh, don't tell anyone. What we're going to do, I'm using Shadowed Stone 0985 Lieutenant, US Army. Sorry. This is similar, I think, well, not exactly, but close-ish to Deneb Stone from GW. And what we're going to do is water a lot. We're going to water a lot. One little drop. You don't need much. Not 2 drops, and certainly not 3 drops. Let's not go crazy. 1 drop. Now, you can use practically any brush for this. I'm looking for a crappy brush because it will do fine. Yeah, here's a crappy brush. That's what I mean by a crappy brush. There is no point. There is no point. It is completely gone to hell. So this is good for dry brushing, mixing, crazy stuff like that. So what we're going to do is, I want a lot of water. That's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5, that's 6, that's 7, that's 8. Now, let's see how 8 looks. I'm going to stir it all up. Okay. I'm going to just dab a little bit of the excess off, like that. I don't want it to pool massively. You know, I'm not trying to get it to go as a wash exactly. I'm trying to stay out of the light so you can see, but it's hard with the camera in the way. Just get the excess off. Pool massively, right? That's the only thing. Just don't let it pool massively, because you don't want it to do that. And it doesn't have to be even. It doesn't have to be it doesn't even have to be good, right? You just don't want big pools, because where the big pools are, you'll have to deal with that later. But so all we're trying to do is just get it to show off the nooks and crannies a little bit. Okay, yeah, that's a little pool there. So you just, if it's pooling and you don't like it, just keep brushing it. But okay, now it's going to, don't paint until this is dry. Okay, now you should keep going a little bit, but as you should be able to see now, but you should be able to see like the face and her armor and that. You know, I'm just doing a little bit more because that's what I'm, you know. But I can see the detail a little bit more. And you let this dry completely, and your paint that you're going to do next will go straight over the top of this. It's not going to affect the actual paint. It's not going to affect you know, how you're going to you know, approach your painting colors. It's not going to do anything. As long as you haven't let big pools happen where it's going to do a weird sort of effect, you know, and as long as you haven't, and that's the thing, because it's really watered down. You can just, if it is somewhere you don't like, just dab it out. But all it's for is just so you can see the definition a bit more. Right? So normally I'd go a little bit further, especially on the dragon, but he wasn't too bad. Like, you know, sort of in here, just try to see where the scales were a bit more, you know, especially under here. So that's just a little trick. It's nothing major, it's not huge. So I'm going to do that to the other one, to the witch, get her done too. And then I'm going to be painting something of armor for you. But I thought I'd show you this. This is just a trick, you know, later on if you prime in white and that. So, good job. See you soon. Okay, there's the witch done. So I hope that the camera's picking this up, but it's like it's showing off her sort of, you know, her front area, her boots, her sort of clothing, her face, and her hair a little bit more defined than when it was just white. And this is really thin. Okay, that's the point. It's really thin, so it's just filling the cracks a little and just bringing out the detail a little bit more. So when we go to paint her, we can see where everything is. So there you go. There's the back. You sort of see the hair. Alright, and you'll paint straight over this. So there you go. Actually, onto some painting next time.